already starting to get a bit dark out here.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and welcome back to another race. We are finally on round number 4, but as you saw at the intro there, the weather was not up to it. But before I begin, if you don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more if you don't want to miss a thing. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, W Energy, using code MNO Racing to get 10% off or more on certain days if you want. Don't forget to check them out. They're a really good energy drink, and I do enjoy drinking it. But that's enough of me yapping about our sponsors. To call it a rain race is a bit of an understatement, more of a storm race. As you can see, it starts raining halfway through our outlap. But without further ado, here we are. We're starting in 4th place, and we are green. Starting off, we are not really too close to the people ahead of me. I should have got a better start right off the bat, but knowing that it's raining, they're going to have to take the turn way slower. We are full turn on the steering wheel, which is not helping, but immediately on turn 2, I instantly jump up to 1st place. Of course, if you've seen my other videos, which you should definitely check out if you haven't, I've never actually been able to lead the pack at any race this season. So this is definitely a refresher showing that I can pull it off in the rain. Of course, you know, dry racing is a bit of a skill thing, but when it comes to wet racing, it definitely shows the absolute talent that most people can pull off with. But hey, coming on to a new lap here, I will give you a run through of what goes on. Now, turn 1, all I do is turn the wheel and it just slides. I just got to tap the gas and it'll rotate for me. Going into turn 2, it is completely dry except for that very last part, which makes me go ultra wide onto the surprisingly really dry curbs. The guy that went out in the truck and dried everything actually dried the curbs more, but this one I have to completely sideways drift that until I am completely straight, in which then I can just floor it all the way till this part where I do slide, but eventually I do remember that this curb on the outside is completely dry, which actually shoots you forward when you hit it going really wide. And then going on to the straight, I have to blip the throttle before going into that curb. Now, you see here, one of the stewards actually has to come onto the track because we are on yellow flag. It kind of scared me there because I thought that the cart was going to go way too wide there. Now, he's going to be sitting on this curb right here, which eventually you'll start seeing him sitting on the sideline because that seems to be the spot where most people end up spinning around. Of course, with my luck, as I'm saying that, I immediately catch the same luck everybody else does in this corner, which I believe it is that puddle on the inside. Now, when I spun around, the cart decided it was going to turn itself off. Now, you can see the dude in second slowly creeping up on me, but of course, just in time, the steward was able to get my cart going, and they went all wide on that turn, getting stuck behind me once more. I am able to hold my position, but it is now a battle behind me going all out. Now, I go wide here, thinking they were going to pass me on the inside, but they went wide too, and thankfully I am able to hold my line once more using the outside curb here to launch myself forward and get a little more ahead than they are for me. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I will invest into a reverse cam so that way you can see any of the battles going on behind me eventually, because this one's not as good, but, you know, it costs a lot, and, you know, you subscribing and liking will help me get those cameras and everything that I need to make better content. Anyway, that's enough of me yapping. Here, have some nice, beautiful quality racing. Coming down onto the final lap, the white flag is in the air, and I have a sense of relief finally on me because it was a hard-fought battle with the guys behind me, of course. Ultimately, I was able to get at least half a lap ahead. And if you didn't notice ahead of me there is finally the first back marker I've seen all night, which is actually surprising with the amount of people that spun out. And I guess it was just such slow racing that they were able to keep their positions as long as they need to be. But with that, I'm going to get near him, and we're going to finally get onto the final lap finisher here, and that is ultimately going to land us in... Going into race number 2, I can say I was happy, but I was also worried because winning the first race usually means that for the second race, you were going to be put in the back. Of course, I'm okay with that because it finally gives me a chance to be challenged, and also worried that I'm not going to get a good position for this last one, because if I don't do good on this one for the final race of the night, I will be pushed back to in the middle or last, which is usually not a good starting point. But without further ado, here we go into qualifier number 2. We are going to be starting in the back in 5th, and we are green. Now, starting off, of course, the track is starting to get a little more dry thanks to the fact that we have 2 races ahead of us. That it's 3 weight classes, light, medium, and heavy, and we are in the light class, if I didn't mention that in the first race. But starting off, our leader instantly spins out, losing control on the wet inside. And going into turn number 4, the girl is going to go ahead and go a little too wide here and end up getting tapped by the dude on the left, spinning her out. I straight up go in a puddle, which ends up giving me first place to start off with, but the guy in second is immediately on my tail when he was able to actually dodge that crash really quickly too, but I am quickly able to bounce off into the sunset with a straightaway in the dry section. It is yellow flag though, thankfully, so nobody can pass each other yet. And hey, without further ado, just like last race, here's some driving for you to enjoy with some music. And as the white flag finally goes out, I do want to thank everybody for watching and supporting these videos. Of course, I am going to be investing in a back camera and a better camera for quality and stuff. But of course, you know, time and money and all that good stuff. But also expect other videos like car meets and all that other stuff in the future as well. As well as the 24 hours of Daytona when that happens next year. Of course, now we're coming on to the final push here on the straight, and you see as the relief, and that is going to be first place for me as they wave the checkered flag. And there it is, boys. First place, of course. Now, we had one more race for the end of the night, but unfortunately that got delayed with a hurricane moving in, of course, and that's going to end up pushing us into Friday, which Friday, tomorrow, basically, is the finals of the season, in which I will be hopefully in first place and taking home the win, but I will take podium. But, of course, without further ado, if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and, keep a lookout on the next video, and hopefully wish me luck for the next race and the finals of the season. And we will probably be racing next season. We'll be figured out by next race. But hey, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next.